Listen to me because this is going to hit hard right out the gate. People are about to know your name. They're about to know your face, your story, your energy, your everything. And I don't mean just a little circle around you right now. I mean the world. The world, my love. I feel it like thunder in my chest as I'm saying this. You've been hiding in plain sight, and that's over. This is the year the light finds you. You're about to be called into rooms you never thought you'd walk into, and people who once overlooked you won't even be able to breathe without whispering your name. And if this found you, yes, if you're literally listening right now, it's because it was meant for you. That's how this works. That's how the energy finds its way. Welcome, my love. Welcome in. I need you to sit with me for a second because this isn't random. The universe hijacked my algorithm, shoved this video into your hands because you needed to hear it today. So before we get deep, before I pour out everything I'm feeling, do me a favor, go ahead and press that like button right now, subscribe if you haven't already, because if this resonates, it's not going to be the last time the universe brings you back here. That's just the way it goes, babe. Now, it's time to get incredibly serious about protecting your energy. I don't play around with this. This year, it's like your soul is finally pulling you into your prime position. I'm not just talking about little changes, I'm talking financial abundance, opportunities showing up that feel like they were custom made for you, walking in your purpose with clarity you've never had before. It's like the fog is gone, love is circling you too, and I know some people don't want to hear about that, but I can't ignore it because it's right here in your field. You're attracting partnership that actually mirrors back your worth, not drains it. I can't even lie, I had one of those days earlier this week where I was just dragging. Nothing was going right. The coffee tasted bitter, my phone died in the middle of something important, and even the weather felt heavy. But then I sat down and suddenly I got hit with this download for you. Like lightning. It reminded me that sometimes the day itself feels like static because your spirit is tuning you up for a broadcast, and that's exactly what's happening in your life. It's like when you're in your car and you're turning the dial trying to catch the station, lots of noise, a little fuzz, and then suddenly, boom, it's crystal clear. That's where you're at. The static is leaving and the station of your higher self is coming through loud and clear. And because of that, you don't even realize it yet, but this year is your glow up of all glow ups. No makeup tutorial, no gym routine, no trendy diet can even touch this kind of glow. This is soul glow, destiny glow, alignment glow. This is you stepping into a version of yourself that you've carried as an image in your mind since you were a child. I know you know what I mean. Think back. Remember when you were little and you had that picture in your head of who you would be one day? Maybe you didn't know the details, maybe you didn't know the how, but you knew the feeling. You knew you weren't going to be average. You knew you weren't going to be invisible. You knew you had something. That little voice in you has been right this whole time. And let me tell you this, you've always known, even when you doubted yourself, even when you let other people convince you that you were too much or not enough, deep down you knew you were different, special, marked. Maybe you couldn't explain it. Maybe you laughed it off. But you've always had that quality that set you apart. And now it's not hiding anymore. It's leaking out of you, like light seeping through cracks in the door before it bursts wide open. As I'm saying this, I'm literally seeing signs pop up all around me. 11 just flashed across my clock. That's confirmation. Mystical energy is all over this message. And I can feel it in the people I'm attracting right now too. The ones listening, the ones resonating. You're not here by accident. You're about to step into your prime, my love, into the highest version of yourself that's been waiting patiently for you to catch up. It's funny, I was cooking dinner last night and the pan was heating up too slowly, like it wasn't ready yet. And I caught myself getting frustrated, but then I thought, wait, this is the same as life. Sometimes it feels like nothing is happening, but really the heat is building slowly and steadily until suddenly it's sizzling and everything cooks perfectly. That's you right now. You're on that stove, baby, and the heat is rising. By the time you realize it, your whole life is going to be sizzling with opportunities, with blessings, with people asking, where did you come from? And the truth is, you've been here all along. They just weren't tuned in enough to see you. So this is where I need you to pay attention. This year is the doorway. You are walking into the highest version of yourself, on the one that child in you always knew was real. And the glow up, the abundance, the calling, the love, it's all aligning like stars in the night sky. You've already jumped timelines without even noticing. What once fit no longer does. What once felt comfortable now feels too small. That's not rejection, that's evolution. You're not losing, you're shedding. And what's on the other side of that shedding is the whole world finally recognizing who you are. And you know what? As powerful as that glow up feels, this part right here, this is where things get tricky. Because when you step into that light, when you finally start walking in your prime, it's almost like you become a mirror to everybody else. And some people don't like what they see in that mirror. That's when you start to feel it. The eyes, the whispers, the subtle shade that people throw even when they smile at you. It's the evil eye, my love. It's envy, it's jealousy. And it's not always intentional, but oh, it's real. It's like, imagine you've been starving in the desert, crawling dry lips, no water. and suddenly someone stumbles upon an oasis. Palm trees, fresh spring water, shade. You'd think people would celebrate, right? But some don't. Instead of saying, wow, thank you for showing us it's possible, they get mad. They feel small. They feel like the universe skipped them. That's exactly what happens when your prime comes in, when your purpose starts to shine through. It triggers people's shadows. And I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this to prepare you. Because your light is bright, and bright light casts long shadows. And sometimes those shadows live inside people you least expect. Friends, family, co-workers, folks who've been around you for years. All of a sudden, you notice the jokes have a little bite in them. The congratulations don't feel as warm. The support feels half-hearted. That's envy creeping in. Oh my gosh, hold on. My phone is literally buzzing right now. Lapse. 1 second. Hello? Yes, hi, I'll be there. Sounds good, thank you. Okay, bye. Sorry guys, that was my dentist appointment calling. I almost thought about cutting this whole thing off right now, but nope, not gonna do it. We're rolling. Life happens, right? And that's part of the energy too. When you're in alignment, the universe will literally interrupt you to keep you grounded. That's what just happened. Anyways, let's keep going. So yeah, where were we? Right, jealousy, envy, the evil eye. When you're in your season of rising, it's very difficult for people who are in their season of crumbling. You've got to understand this. Not everybody's in bloom right now. For some, it's winter. For some, it's tower moment after tower moment, lessons breaking them down so they can be rebuilt. And then here comes you, shining, glowing, catching blessings left and right. It doesn't sit easy with everyone, and honestly, I get it. I really do. Think about it. You ever had a season in your own life where it felt like everything was falling apart, and then you scroll and see someone else just thriving? Vacations, glowing skin, happy relationship, money flowing in. Did it make you feel warm and fuzzy? Not always. Sometimes it makes you think, why not me? That's human. The difference is some people sit with that feeling and turn it into inspiration. Others sit with it and let it turn sour inside them. And when it turns sour, guess what? It spills out as envy. That's why I'm saying this is the time to be protective of your energy. You don't have to cut everyone off cold turkey, but you do need to get wise about where you place your time, your love, your energy. Think of it like having this rare glowing crystal in your hand. Are you going to toss it to anyone who asks to see it? Or are you going to guard it, polish it, keep it safe until the right people come along who appreciate it? That's you right now. The other night, I was sitting outside just staring at the sky, and I noticed how the stars were out, but the clouds kept drifting over, covering them, and it hit me. That's exactly what jealousy is. You're the star, you're shining regardless. But sometimes people's envy drifts in like clouds trying to block that view. Do the stars stop shining? No. They keep burning, keep glowing, whether someone can see them or not. That's what I need you to do. Don't dim, don't shrink, don't apologize for your season of abundance. Just be mindful of the clouds that drift near you. And let me say this too. Some of you don't even realize how magnetic you are right now. You're walking into places and people's heads are turning even if they don't say it. Opportunities are circling you, and with that comes energy, good and bad. So when you feel drained after being around certain folks, listen to that. That's not random tiredness, that's your intuition flagging you. It's telling you, protect your energy here. I'll give you another example. Yesterday, I went to grab groceries, just a regular errand, and the cashier looked at me with this mix of curiosity and something else I couldn't name. Almost like irritation, but I hadn't done anything. That's how energy works. Sometimes your glow irritates the parts of people they don't even understand themselves. You didn't cause it. You didn't deserve it, but you felt it. And in those moments, you don't argue, you don't shrink, you protect. You smile if you want, or you stay silent, but you hold your frequency steady. So this season, as your prime opens up, as your abundance pours in, be mindful. You're not paranoid, you're perceptive. People who are in destruction phases may project, may envy, may try to throw their heaviness on you. But you're in a building phase, a blooming phase, a divine expansion phase. Your only job is to guard your energy like the treasure it is. Keep shining, keep rising, but don't hand your crystal over to just anyone who reaches, because this year more than ever you're going to realize that not everyone claps when you win. Some will, some won't, but none of that matters as long as you stay locked into your own frequency, because nothing can dim what the universe has already marked as yours. And that's exactly why I need you to hear me on this part, because it ties right back to what we just said about jealousy, envy, and people projecting. If there's one thing that cannot be compromised, not this month, not this year, not at all, it's your peace. Protecting your peace has to become your number one priority. And when I say protect it at all mother freaking costs, I mean it with my whole chest. Because the truth is, peace is the foundation for everything you're building right now. Without it, the glow up starts cracking. Without it, your energy leaks. And you don't have time for leaks, my love. See, your peace is not just silence, it's not just bubble baths and meditation apps. Peace is a frequency. Peace is the shield that lets your spirit stay in alignment. Peace is the soundproof glass that keeps outside noise from breaking into your sacred space. And I know, sometimes it feels impossible. You've got people calling, texting, asking for favors, pulling on your energy. work deadlines piling up, family drama flaring, and then your own thoughts trying to run a marathon at 3 a.m. when you just want to sleep. That's when you've got to double down and protect your peace. Because here's what you don't even realize yet. You are up-leveling right now. Spiritually, energetically, mentally. You're not the same as you were 6 months ago. You're climbing, you're expanding. And when you're in that kind of growth, the smallest crack in your peace can feel like an earthquake. That's why I'm telling you, guard it like gold. Guard it like it's the only currency you've got because honestly, it is. I was laughing at myself earlier today because I literally got frustrated over the simplest thing. My neighbor's dog barking non-stop while I was trying to meditate. And normally that would have sent me spiraling. But instead I caught myself. I thought, wait, isn't this the test? Isn't this exactly what I'm talking about? Protecting peace. So instead of snapping, I lit some incense, put on some music, and kept my focus. That's the kind of energy I'm talking about. You choosing peace when chaos tries to come knocking. And here's the thing, when I tap into your energy right now, I feel this magnetic pull. It's like you're this giant star, burning hotter and brighter, and you don't even see the way everything is orbiting toward you. You are a magnet, my love. A mother freaking magnet. The energy you're radiating, it's pulling opportunities out of thin air. People are noticing you without even knowing why. You're walking into spaces and shifting the atmosphere without saying a word. That's the kind of magnetism I'm feeling from you right now. Let me give you an example. Think about how a flame draws moths. The flame doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't explain, it just burns. And everything around it is naturally pulled in. That's you this month, this year. You're burning with this rare, once-in-a-lifetime energy, and everything you've been trying to attract, it's coming. Jobs, collaborations, love, money, recognition, it's all orbiting closer because your vibration is too strong to ignore. And listen, I know some of you are doubting right now. You're sitting there thinking, me? I don't see it. My life still looks the same. My bank account still looks the same. My relationship status still looks the same. But that's exactly why I'm here to shake you. The universe always shifts the energy before the evidence shows up. It's like planting seeds in the dirt. You don't see the sprout right away, but underground. Oh, the roots are going wild. That's your life right now. You've planted, you've watered, and now the roots are exploding underneath the surface. The sprout is about to break through, and when it does, people won't just see it, they won't be able to ignore it. The other day, I caught myself scrolling, and I stumbled across this old video of mine that barely had views when I first posted it. And now, it's blowing up out of nowhere. I'm telling you this because it's the same with you. Sometimes the things you've already planted, projects, ideas, intentions, they suddenly catch fire long after you set them down. That's magnetism. That's the universe saying, it's time. And I swear, that's the season you're walking into right now. And let's get real, worldwide. That's the word that keeps repeating for you. Worldwide. It's not small. It's not just your city, not just your circle. Whoever you are, you're carrying global energy. You're about to be seen across borders, across languages, across cultures. And maybe that's through your work, maybe through your voice, your art, your story, your presence. I don't know how exactly, but I feel it. You are a walking star. And stars don't stay hidden. They shine, they broadcast, they get seen. But with that magnetism, with that global reach comes responsibility. And that brings us right back to peace. If you're going to be worldwide, you've got to have a fortress inside, you've got to have boundaries so strong that the noise doesn't rattle you. Otherwise, the same magnetism that pulls opportunities will also pull distractions. Protect your peace so that distractions can't stick. So this month, this year, I want you to treat your energy like it's the rarest gem. You don't toss diamonds around like marbles, you put them in velvet cases, you guard them, you cherish them. That's what your peace is. That's what your energy is. And when you do that, nothing can stop the magnetism. Nothing can block the worldwide stage that's opening up for you. And see, that's the thing. This isn't just about being magnetic in your little bubble. No. What I'm feeling from you right now is way bigger than that. Like, this is not just, oh, you're meant to be seen, you're meant to be heard. The cute feel-good affirmations people toss around. No, no, no. This is deeper. This is heavier. Whoever you are, you're drawing in a global audience. That's the energy I'm picking up. It's like the universe itself has already carved out a stage for you, and the curtains are just now being pulled back. And I don't even know exactly what you're doing, but it doesn't matter because the energy is louder than the specifics. For some of you, it's music. I swear I can almost hear the vibration of a song playing in the background while I talk about this. For others, it could be writing a book, painting, performing, creating art in any form. But it doesn't stop at art. Some of you could be speaking, teaching, running businesses, creating platforms that touch people across borders. The common thread is this. Whatever you're putting out into the world is not small. It carries a global frequency. And the reason it hits like that isn't just because of the thing itself, it's because of you. Let me explain. Anyone can paint, anyone can sing, anyone can pick up a pen or open their mouth to speak. But when you do it, something different happens. Something rare. Something that makes people stop scrolling, stop talking, stop what they're doing for a second because there's an energy attached to your expression that can't be faked. It's like the art is beautiful, sure, but What really pulls people in is the soul behind it. I'll give you an example from my own day. Earlier, I was walking through the store and I passed by this woman humming to herself in the aisle. Now, she wasn't performing, she wasn't even loud, but the way she carried herself, the way the sound just floated out of her, it made me pause. There was something behind it. That's you. That's the kind of energy you carry in everything you do. It's not just the product, it's the person behind the product, and people can feel that. And honestly, that's why you're meant for a larger scale. It's not just about the art you create, it's about the way your entire being leaks into the work. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you move your hands when you explain something, your mannerisms, your quirks. They all add up to this signature that nobody else on this planet can replicate. And the universe loves originality. It amplifies authenticity. That's why you're being pushed into the spotlight. Think about your favorite artist, author, or creator. Yes, their work is good, but isn't it also the energy behind them that keeps you hooked? You don't just love their songs, you love them. You don't just love their writing, you love the way their mind works. That's what's happening for you. People won't just buy into your creations, they'll buy into you. They'll follow you because something about your presence feels like home, like truth, like inspiration. I swear as I'm saying this, I keep seeing flashes of stages, lights, audiences, people clapping, screens lighting up with your face, and it's not just symbolic. I truly believe for some of you it will be literal. You will be in front of audiences, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, but the trajectory of your life is pulling you into visibility, into reach, into rooms and onto platforms you didn't even think were possible. And you know what's wild? It doesn't even have to be something polished. Some of you are sitting here doubting like, well, I don't have a record deal, I don't have a publisher, I don't have the money to launch my business big. But listen, the world we live in now doesn't care about gatekeepers anymore. You could post one raw video, one piece of art, one blog, and it could ripple worldwide. That's how magnetism works. That's how your energy is set up right now. You're in alignment for it. The other day, I randomly shared a picture that I didn't even think twice about. No filter, no caption that I labored over, and somehow, that's the one people resonated with the most. Isn't that funny? That's what happens when the energy behind something is authentic. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be you. And I feel like that's exactly what's about to catapult you into a larger audience, not because you polished every detail, but because you finally let yourself be real, raw, present. And I need you to really sit with this. There's something about the way you exist that is special. You think it's small, you think it's normal, but the world sees it as rare. The tilt of your head, the way your laughter fills a room, the way you pause before you answer a question, all of it adds up to a kind of human poetry. And people are starving for that kind of realness. That's why your reach will be wide. So when I tell you you're meant to be seen worldwide, it's not fluff. It's not me hyping you up. It's the truth. Your art, your voice, your business, your message, it carries the kind of signature that doesn't stay local, it doesn't stay hidden, it doesn't fade, it grows, it spreads, it touches people you may never meet in person in countries you may never even visit. That's the kind of destiny energy I feel pouring out of you right now. And the crazy part is only just starting. And that's exactly where this takes us, because all that talk about your expression and your uniqueness, it doesn't stop at people noticing you online or in small spaces. No, this is bigger. It's like whoever you are, the way you're showing up right now, whether you're posting on social media, sharing your art, speaking your truth, or even just letting people see glimpses of who you are, that's not the final destination. That's just a stepping stone. That's the warm-up lap before the real race. The energy I'm getting is that you're being primed, quite literally trained for world stages. And I don't say world stages lightly, I mean that. I keep seeing flashes of lights, microphones, audiences so wide, you can't see the end of them. And maybe for some of you, that's literal. A concert, a TED Talk, a book tour, interviews, panels. For others, it might be digital, millions of eyes on your content, on your story, on your work. But the core energy is the same. Global, wide, big, way beyond where you are right now. And here's the beautiful part. It's not about luck. It's not random. It's because you've been being primed for this, like clay being spun on the wheel. You've been stretched, pressed, reshaped. And now you're forming into the most confident version of yourself. That version you've been imagining for years, maybe since childhood, is finally stepping out. I had this thought earlier today while I was making my tea. Random, I know, but it hit me. I was stirring honey into the cup, and I realized the honey dissolves slowly. But once it's blended, you can't separate it anymore. That's you. For years, you've been slowly dissolving your burdens, your traumas, your heartbreaks into your story. You thought those things were breaking you, but really they were blending into the mix, making you sweeter, stronger, richer. And now you're sipping on the version of yourself that's fully blended, fully integrated. Because let's be real, you've carried pain, betrayals, heartbreaks, disappointments. There were seasons where all you could do was survive, and even survival felt heavy. But look at you now. This is no longer a season of just surviving. This is a season of thriving. You're not dragging your baggage anymore. You've unpacked it, learned from it, and left it behind. And because of that, you walk differently now. You glow differently now. You laugh differently now. People don't even know why, but they can feel it in the room when you enter. And that's why these world stages are opening. Because the world doesn't just need polished performers, it needs healed souls. It needs people who know how to turn pain into wisdom, who can speak from scars instead of wounds. And that's you. That's why your story, your art, your expression hits differently. Because it's not theory, it's lived experience. You've cried those tears, you've faced those betrayals, you've been cracked open by life, and instead of letting it kill you, you let it build you. I know you've probably said it before, what is meant for me will never miss me. But here's the difference, now you actually believe it. It's not just a cute affirmation anymore, it's in your bones. It's in the way you breathe. And because you believe it, you've released all that frantic chasing, all that trying to force doors open. You've stopped clinging to people, who weren't meant for you, jobs that drained you, relationships that broke you. And in that release, you've created the perfect space for alignment. Think about it like this. You were holding on to puzzle pieces that didn't fit, trying to force them into your life. And the more you forced, the more frustrated you got. But the moment you finally said, you know what, if it's not mine, it's not mine, suddenly the real pieces started clicking into place effortlessly. That's alignment, that's attraction, that's the energy you're in right now. The other day I stumbled across an old notebook of mine full of goals I wrote down years ago. And reading them now, I realized half of them already happened, not because I chased them obsessively, but because I got into alignment. That's the energy you're carrying. The universe has receipts. It remembers what you asked for, and now that you've healed and released, it's delivering. And this is why you're stepping onto bigger stages, bigger platforms, bigger opportunities, because you're not desperate for them anymore. You don't need validation to feel whole. You're walking with appreciation for life exactly as it is, and that gratitude is magnetic. It's pulling in everything that matches your vibration. So if you've been wondering why doors are suddenly opening, why people are reaching out, why opportunities are showing up out of nowhere, it's because your energy shifted. You finally believed what you used to just say. You finally accepted that what's meant for you can't miss you. And that belief flipped the entire script. Now, you're not the one chasing, you're the one being chased. By opportunities, by abundance, by recognition, by love. And hear me clearly, this isn't the universe throwing you scraps. This isn't crumbs. This is the main course. This is the fulfillment of seeds you planted years ago. Dreams you held on to when no one else understood them. This is the harvest season, and baby, harvest isn't small. Harvest is plentiful. So yes, keep showing up online, keep sharing your art, keep putting yourself out there, but understand that's not the end goal. That's just a stepping stone. The real stage is already waiting for you. And when you step onto it, you'll realize everything you release, every heartbreak you endured, every betrayal you overcame. It wasn't wasted. It was preparing you to stand tall, to stand proud, to stand healed in front of a global audience that's ready for your voice, your story, your presence, and you know what? That belief, that trust that what's meant for you will never miss you. It doesn't just stop at career or purpose or finances. It flows right into love. And I know, some of you don't want to hear this part. You roll your eyes, you say, nope, not love. I'm focused on me right now. But listen, you can't avoid it. You really can't. Because when your energy reaches this kind of frequency, this kind of healed, magnetic, unbothered vibration, love finds you, whether you're looking or not. Honestly, this year, it's almost inevitable. I keep feeling this. Your energy is radiating so bright, so magnetic, that without even trying, you're drawing in your divine counterpart. And when I say divine, I don't mean perfect in the fairy tale sense. I mean aligned. Someone who mirrors your growth, your healing, your wholeness. Someone who sees you. Not just the surface you, but the you that fought, that healed, that evolved. And the reason it's coming now is because you finally come to terms with so many things in life. You've stopped clinging to that picture-perfect idea of what love had to look like. You're no longer desperate for it. You're no longer waiting on a face to show up and complete you. Instead, you've embraced solitude. You've learned how to love your own company, how to enjoy silence without it feeling like loneliness. And that's the secret, that's the energy shift. Because here's the thing, the universe never sends love as a band-aid, it sends love as a mirror. And now that you've accepted yourself, now that you've realized your worth, your value simply by existing, you're reflecting that wholeness back into the world. And that reflection is calling in someone who sees it, who resonates with it, who matches it. I was thinking about this earlier today while sitting in traffic. Isn't it funny how when you stop obsessing about how long it's taking, you suddenly realize you're already closer to your exit? That's love. For so long, maybe you were watching the clock, watching the signs, wondering, when is it going to happen? Why isn't it here yet? But the moment you stopped obsessing, stopped counting every mile, that's when the exit showed up. That's when love arrives. And listen, I know you've been through it. For some of you, love has been a battlefield, heartbreak, betrayals, lessons that cut deep. But all of that was priming you, preparing you, reshaping your heart so it could actually hold the love you deserve. Because the truth is, you couldn't have received this kind of divine love before. You weren't ready. You still carried too much pain, too much doubt, too much attachment to illusions. But now you've shed, now you've healed, now you've accepted. And because of that, you're magnetic in a way you've never been before. You're like a lighthouse right now. Do you realize that? Standing strong on the shore, beaming your light into the night. Not chasing ships, not running around the ocean, begging someone to notice you. Just standing, just glowing, just being. And the right ship, the one meant for your shore, will find you. Not because you chased it, but because you couldn't help but be seen. That's the kind of energy you're radiating. And let me tell you this too, you might notice people from your past creeping back, reaching out, suddenly remembering you exist. That's not random. That's the magnetism. Your glow, your peace, your alignment. It calls to people, even ones who let you go, even ones who didn't value you before. But here's the difference. You're not desperate anymore. You don't need to answer every call, every message. You get to choose now. You get to say, does this align? Does this feel safe? Does this serve my peace? That's power. The other night, I was journaling before bed, and I wrote down this little line, I no longer chase love. I attract love by being love. And I swear that's exactly the energy you're in right now. You're radiating love just by existing through the way you smile, the way you move, the way you breathe peace into a room. And because of that, love has no choice but to find you. And it's not even about grand gestures or fireworks this time. It's about resonance. It's about meeting someone whose energy feels like home. Someone who doesn't complete you, but joins you. Someone who doesn't fix you, but flows with you. That's the divine counterpart energy circling you this year. And here's the wild part. It might not look like what you pictured. It might not be the type you always imagined. But when you meet them, you'll realize the universe had a better blueprint than you did. And you'll understand why every heartbreak, every delay, every lonely night mattered. They all shaped you into the version of yourself who could stand tall, not needy, not desperate, but whole. And in that wholeness, you attract the kind of love that feels inevitable. So don't stress about the how, don't stress about the when. Just keep radiating, keep protecting your peace, keep being magnetic, because love is already circling you. And this year, without even trying, you're going to find yourself looking into the eyes of someone who sees you the way you've always deserved to be seen. And here's why love is finding you now, because you've finally embraced your solitude. That's the key. For so long, solitude felt like a punishment. It felt like isolation. You felt like the odd one out, the lone wolf, the black sheep sitting at the edge of every circle. Even when you were in relationships, even surrounded by people, there was this emptiness inside you, this feeling that no one really saw you, not fully, not the real you. And that can be one of the most painful kinds of loneliness, the kind where you're not even technically alone, but you still feel unseen. But now it's different. Something shifted. You stopped resenting solitude. You stopped running from it. Somewhere along the way, you fell in love with the quiet. You fell in love with the freedom that comes with being alone. You started noticing the little things, the way your space feels when it's filled only with your own energy, the peace of choosing your own meals, your own music, your own rituals without compromise. You realize, wait a second, this isn't punishment, this is power. And because of that, you've stopped needing a partner, not in the way you used to. You're no longer hunting for someone to fix the loneliness, no longer desperately scanning the room for someone to validate you. Instead, you've built a life you actually enjoy, a life where you wake up and you don't feel a gaping void, a life where you can sit on the couch alone on a Friday night with your tea or your glass of wine, watching your favorite show, and actually feel content. That's the magic. That's what flipped the energy. It's funny, I was cleaning my kitchen yesterday, just doing something mundane, and I caught myself humming and smiling. And it hit me. I'm happy in this moment by myself. No one texting me, no big event happening, just me and the smell of lemon cleaner and the sound of my own humming. And I thought that's what fulfillment is. That's what solitude turning into joy feels like. And I feel like you've been having more and more of those moments lately. The random Tuesdays where you realize you don't feel less than just because you're alone. And that's exactly when the universe brings love in. Isn't that ironic? When you needed it the most, when you begged for it, it felt delayed. But the moment you stopped needing, the moment you said, if I were alone for the rest of my life, I'd still be fulfilled, that's when it shows up. That's when someone arrives. Because the universe loves balance. It won't send someone in to fill a void. It'll send someone in to expand the fullness that's already there. And that's why this love energy coming towards you isn't about distraction. It's not about rescuing you from loneliness. No. This is about upliftment. This is about partnership that matches the empire you've been quietly building in solitude. This is about someone who sees the life you've built and says, how can I add to this? How can I match this? Not someone who drains it, not someone who chips away at it, but someone who mirrors it. Think about a garden. You've been tending your own soil for years, planting seeds, pulling weeds, watering carefully. And finally, your flowers are blooming, your fruits are ripening, your garden is lush. And now, the universe is sending someone who's been tending their own garden too. And when they arrive, it won't be to steal from your harvest, it'll be to share theirs with you, to exchange fruit, to admire each other's flowers, to build a greenhouse together. That's the kind of love we're talking about here. For so long though, you didn't believe that was possible, did you? You thought you'd always have to settle for scraps. You thought you'd always have to dim yourself down, squeeze yourself into relationships that didn't really fit. But solitude taught you better. Solitude showed you your own worth. Solitude said, look what you can build when it's just you. And now, because you know you're capable, you'll never tolerate less than what aligns. And let me tell you, that's powerful. Because when you finally stop being afraid of being alone, you become unstoppable. You don't chase, you don't beg, you don't settle. And in that freedom, that lightness, you shine brighter than ever. That's what makes love come in without effort. That's why people suddenly look at you differently. They can feel that you're not desperate for them, you're at peace with yourself, and that's irresistible. Like, I keep seeing this image in my head of a throne. You've been sitting on your throne alone for a while, and at first it felt empty, like the other seat was missing. But now you've decorated your throne room, filled it with beauty, made it yours. And suddenly the universe is sending someone worthy of the seat beside you. Not to take over, not to overshadow, but to sit as an equal, to rule beside you, to match the empire you've been creating. And so if you've been wondering why love feels different this time, why it feels calmer, safer, less frantic, it's because it's arriving in response to your wholeness, not your wounds. It's coming because you no longer need it, which is exactly why it's aligned. And the beauty is, this kind of love doesn't take away from your solitude, it celebrates it. It loves that you have your own world, your own strength, your own joy, and it wants to add to it, not erase it. So embrace that, my love. Keep sitting on your throne, keep watering your garden, keep humming in your kitchen, smiling at your own company, because that's the vibration that calls in a partner who doesn't distract you but amplifies you, a partner who doesn't rescue you but walks beside you. And when they arrive, you'll realize solitude wasn't empty space, it was sacred preparation. And see, here's the thing, this energy doesn't stop with love. Love is beautiful, yes, but this goes so much bigger. This is about your legacy. This is about the empire you're building, the ripple effect you're already creating without even realizing it. Because whether you see it or not, whether you give yourself credit or not, you're inspiring people simply by existing as yourself. Just by walking into a room, just by showing up authentically, just by surviving everything you've survived and still daring to shine, you've already lit flames in people who thought they couldn't glow anymore. And that's why it's so important right now to protect your energy. Like, I can't stress this enough. Move in silence, protect your peace, cleanse your space. I don't care if that means sage prayer, salt baths, or simply saying no to that phone call you don't have the energy for. Do it. Because the higher you rise, the more sensitive you become. And sensitivity isn't weakness, it's refinement. You're tuned like a violin string right now, vibrating at a frequency that's delicate but powerful. That's why the wrong note, the wrong energy, the wrong person can feel so heavy on you. I had this happen just yesterday. I walked into a store and within 5 minutes I felt completely drained, like somebody had siphoned off all my energy. And I realized it wasn't me, it was the environment, the energy was heavy in there, and that's how it is for you right now. You're ascending, you're up-leveling, and with that comes a responsibility to know when something is draining you, when something is pulling you down, because you don't have time to waste anymore. You're not meant to keep pouring yourself into temporary highs or distractions. You've got something monumental cooking. And let's be real, you feel it. You felt it for a while now, haven't you? That tug in your chest that says, there's something bigger for me. That restlessness that made it impossible to settle for mediocrity. That's not imagination, that's your soul whispering that you are building something lasting, something undeniable. This isn't just about making money or getting recognition for the sake of ego. This is about creating a story, a legacy, a body of work that can't be ignored. The kind of path that makes people stop and turn their heads, the kind of success story that people retell when they need hope. And let me tell you, your story already has the markings of greatness. Think about it. The struggles you faced, the times you thought you were finished, the nights you cried alone, the setbacks that should have destroyed you, all of that becomes part of your legend. And legends don't rise from easy roads. They rise from ashes, from chaos, from pain turned into power. That's you. That's your story. But here's the caution. Keep it sacred. Not everyone needs to know your moves. Not everyone deserves front row access to your process. There's so much power in moving quietly and letting your results speak louder than your explanation. affirmations because people will try to poke holes, they'll try to project their fears onto your dreams, and you don't need that static in your frequency. Keep it quiet, keep it close, and let the universe reveal it on your behalf when the timing is right. It's like being pregnant with a dream. You wouldn't announce it at 1 week, right? You'd nurture it, protect it, feed it, let it grow until it's strong enough to enter the world. That's what this stage of your life is. You're carrying something massive, an empire, a calling, a legacy, and it's not time for everyone to see it yet. But when it's revealed, it will be undeniable, and I know some of you are doubting, thinking, how could my life really get that big? How could I really be seen worldwide? But listen to me, you're already being positioned. Opportunities are aligning, people are being drawn to you. The timing might feel slow, but the build is steady. And when it breaks, it's going to break big. I'm talking impossible to ignore global level recognition. The kind that makes even people from your past, the ones who doubted you, stop in their tracks and say, wow, I didn't see it then, but look at them now. And that's the thing, you don't have to force it, you don't have to chase it. All you have to do is protect your peace and stay aligned. Because the universe is already preparing the stage, already setting the lights, already gathering the audience, and your only job is to keep your energy clear enough to step onto it when the time comes. The other night, I went outside and just stared at the moon. And it hit me. The moon doesn't hustle. The moon doesn't scream, doesn't post, doesn't beg to be noticed. It just shows up in its cycles, waxing and waning, and the whole world can't help but notice. That's you. You don't need to hustle your soul into exhaustion. Just keep showing up, keep growing, keep protecting your peace, and the world won't be able to look away. So please, take this seriously. Protect your energy, protect your peace, keep things sacred. Because the truth is, you are building something bigger than your mind can even comprehend right now. Something that will outlive the doubts, the distractions, even you. A legacy, an empire, a name that echoes. And when it's revealed, when the world finally sees it, it's going to be undeniable. It's going to be worldwide.